Full review of Orlando Pirates versus Polokwane City MTN8 Quarterfinals. Pirates won 2-0. Goals from Apollos within the first 15 minutes on his debut, set up by Radebe, and the second was a penalty scored by Tito. It was won by Apollos, so it doesn't necessarily count as an assist, but Apollos won the penalty for the second goal. So he was man of the match. Apollos, absolutely wonderful performance by him. But let's get into the full review of the game, and we're gonna do this one a little bit differently. Firstly, I'll start with 3 standout performances, right? The first one is Mule. Mule was imperious in that midfield. He looks like an Orlando Pirates type of player. We always try to find the right profile for big players, for big teams, right? Players that will fit and slot in perfectly in the team. And we know, for example, Kaizer Chiefs is a team that's struggling with that right now. But for some reason, I agree with this board that said, Orlando Pirates scouts, we salute you. Whatever that technical team is doing behind the scenes, from producing youngsters like Mufukeng, like Danson, like Nkota, who's now left the club, right? Like Mbogazi, to also buying players that fit Orlando Pirates well. Look at Mbule's performance yesterday. Look at Apollo's performance yesterday. Just easily you could see that these players fit the mold of an Orlando Pirates type of player. And Mule was exceptional. He looked imperious on the ball. He's the type of player that he thinks he's the best player on the field. He's arrogant on the ball. He just steps on it. He takes as many touches as he wants to when he wants to dribble through sometimes. He does that. He feels like he can do anything with the ball, and he has the physique. He's that type of player that's meant to go pro. That old-fashioned type of player that is physically strong, he's big, and he has the technical ability on his feet. So it's gonna be really interesting to see how many games he dominates, right? So yes, we know that he has his off the field issues, his discipline problems, but I'm pretty sure if he sorts that out, he can be one of the best players in the league for sure. So personally, I had not seen Mule really play before. I've seen a few games, but yesterday I paid attention because it's also a big game. It's a new team, right? So it's making his debut as well, and there's a lot of speculation. There was a lot of doubt in people's minds if whether this was the right move for Orlando Pirates in particular. So to be honest, great debut. He just needs to start giving more in terms of output. I think as a whole team, not much was created during the game. It is, the first season, but Mule had a great cameo in the midfield. Top 2 players. Top 2 yesterday for me, Nduli was exceptional. You can see he's the type of player that makes it very far. He's so tactically, he looks so wise. For his age, he looks so smart. His decision making is good. I love the performance by Nduli. I loved it. He's so professional. He's so wise. He keeps it simple. He looks like he'll be a very difficult man to get off this team sheet, because Mbata's not available. Makaula didn't play. Makaula, who just won midfielder of the season, by the way. Nduli looks like he's one of the best players that Orlando Pirates actually have. It was only his debut. He didn't even play 90 minutes. But I'm telling you, that is a real player there. That is a real gem. He's so focused. He's so professional. He works hard and he keeps it simple. Now, I do think he also has maybe his frailties. I don't think he's the best in terms of defending. Like if he sits alone in that CDM position, I think Pirates might be exposed. I think he will operate well in a 2. He will definitely operate very well in a 2. But to me, he was my second favorite performance on that field yesterday. Absolutely great debut. What a debut from him. He barely put a foot wrong. So for me, I was very impressed with what I saw, right? And it looks like Coach Amadou is gonna have a real problem in making his midfield selections. Some people will have to drop out. We saw Kabelo Dlamini, who started off the bench, but like I said, Mbata's coming back, Makaula's gonna come back. There was Tito also playing in that midfield, and Mbule. So it's gonna be a real fight for that spot. I mean, competition is good. Competition raises the levels of the players in the squad. Competition and squad depth is good. Pirates are playing in every single competition that they possibly can this season, so rotation will be very key. Having squad depth is a positive, right? So competitiveness makes the team better. Rotation, players who sometimes get injured, having replacements capable replacements, that is a very good thing for a team. So I'm actually fascinated to see what will be the starting midfield three of Orlando Pirates this season. And obviously for my number one pick, best performance was Apollos. Apollos had a great debut, really did everything that he had to do right. He got his goal, early goal against his former team, didn't celebrate out of respect, love to see it, but he took his chance very, very, very well. Good finish, bottom corner. This time he scored from the left. I should say he had swapped temporarily with Mufokeng, but he got the penalty. He won the penalty on the right. So it doesn't really count as an assist, but like I said, he was involved in both goals and he looked like he could do it on either side, right? Either side of the flank. So again, beautiful, beautiful acquisition from Orlando Pirates, and I think he will slot in nicely. I've always rated Apollos. I've always said that he needed to move to a bigger club, Kaizer Chiefs, Sundowns, Orlando Pirates, to really see the best of him. Also for him to raise his level. He got his dream move, and I think Pirates are going to cook this season, and Apollos will be a player to watch, especially since Saleng has also departed and Ngota has also departed. I do think Apollos might score more goals than Mufokeng. I actually back him to score more goals than Mufokeng. I think he's just a better goal scorer than Mufokeng. So now he's in a bigger team. We'll even get more opportunities to show us that. I'm obviously making that judgment based on what I've seen in the national team. So for Bafana, I saw him really do it time and time again, and I was already convinced that this is a player here, and he works hard, doesn't complain, looks very disciplined, and it looks like he'll also track back to do some defensive work. So very, very happy with Apollos' debut, and he won man of the match rightfully. So those are my top three best players of the first Orlando Pirates game. 3 Mbule, 2 Nduli, 1 Apollos. Now let's get into the top 3 worst performances from yesterday, right? And number 3, we start with Shandu. I think Shandu, I am not really sure if he understands what's needed from him when he's playing at right back. Defensively, he can be caught lacking, but he also gets up so much. He attacks so much that he does obviously leave his position vacant, and it will get exposed on the counter-attack. Polokwane City were very good on the counter-attack, and they were mostly doing the attacking on their left-hand side, which was Shandu's right. So for me, Shandu sometimes gets caught defensively. He gets caught lacking, but the thing is, if he's playing in that type of position, what he's trying to do is play as a modern fullback. Then you have to contribute going forward. You have to have some output. I know towards the end of the season, I think he scored twice, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, we need more of that. We need more of that from Shandu. More chances created, more crosses into the box, accurate crosses. When you are stepping into the midfield to play, you need to be able to also play. So I don't think he's doing that very well at the moment, and when he does get his chances, he misses them most of the time. Always at the back post when he gets his chance, or when he's put through. There was a beautiful pass by Radebe, by the way, who I'll also touch on, to put him through, and he just didn't control the ball. He didn't control the ball well. He didn't have a good first touch. So for me, I was very disappointed with Shandu. I just think there's so much more that he can actually deliver for Orlando Pirates. Number 2, worst performances of yesterday, I am rating Mufokeng. Mufokeng had a terrible game. Luckily, you can afford to have those type of games when your team is winning. Yes, it's the first game of the new season. Maybe he's not on it, maybe he's not too sharp, but there's a time where he just lost the ball in a very bad area, and Pirates got attacked immediately, and Polokwane City got the shot off. You saw Sipho Chain running and shouting at him, and that's what I respect about Sipho Chain. That's leadership. Yes, Mufokeng is young, he's 20, so he's definitely allowed to make mistakes, but now we think of Mufokeng not just as the best young player in the league. He won the award literally for 2 years in a row as the best youngster in the league, but we're thinking of him as one of the best players in the league. So you cannot be that casual when you're playing. Lost a lot of balls. There's times where he was on the ball too much, didn't release it in time, dribbling, and literally wanted fouls, and he was not getting them, and Pirates would then get counter-attacked. So poor performance overall from Mufokeng, and going forward, he also did not really create much. He was not as involved in the final third as someone like Apollos, someone like Radebe, who had a fabulous game for me. But come on, let's be honest. Mufokeng did not have a good game, but he can afford to have a bad game, especially now, especially when your team wins, goes forward. It's 90 minutes in the tank. just needs to get it going. He had a good preseason as well, so uncharacteristically bad performance by Mufukeng. And number one for my worst performance from Orlando Pirates yesterday has to go to Mariko, oh my God, he looked shocking. Yes, he is new, right? So he has an excuse. He's new. We can let this one slide for sure. But that was a bad performance. To me, he just seemed nervous. His passes were going astray. His touches were loose. Sometimes he'd need 3-4 touches just to keep the ball under control. That was not a good cameo and a good showing and a good advertisement of what he was capable of, right? Coach Adelslam said that he was one of the best youngsters in Mali, one of the best players in Mali, won the award as well for top goal scorer too. So he does have talent, he does have ability. It's just he didn't show it on the pitch yesterday. But again, he was a sub, maybe wanted to do too much to impress, but he couldn't even do the simple things right. So for me, need to do better, my boy. But obviously understandable, he's new. Coach even says he needs to learn the language. He's struggling because of the language barrier as well. So he's French speaking, it will come, right? But sometimes you just need to be on your game. Be on your game, keep it simple, do what you need to do, don't overthink things. You know, maybe he did suffer because of anxiety. To me, clearly it looked like anxiety because we didn't even get to see the best of him. We didn't really see him do anything, right? It was just the things that he got right were basically simple, but he got a lot of simple things also wrong, which is what shocked me. So to me, very, very not impressed at the moment. I mean, obviously the season is long, we'll get to see more of him. But yeah, with that being said, I want to give honorable mentions to Radebe. Radebe had a great game. For someone as a striker who didn't score, he had a great game. His link-up play was good. His hold-up play was good. He has good strength. He got the all-important assist, brilliant pass so that Apollos can hit it first time. What a wonderful assist. He's back to goal, controls it, lays it off with his other foot, and Apollos finishes first time. Weight of the pass was absolutely good. So to me, Radebe had a great game for someone who didn't score. He also did give that chance to Bandile Shandu. What a through ball by him to put Shandu away, but Shandu just couldn't capitalize too. So to me, I was actually very impressed with his showing. Obviously, question marks were raised of the striker situation, and I think that's one to look out for. What is going on with the Orlando Pirates striker situation? Who's going to be leading the lines this season for Orlando Pirates? Because Radebe looks like a great player in terms of link-up play, in terms of combining with his teammates, but I don't think he's an absolutely wonderful finisher. I think that's still Mabasa. Mabasa is Orlando Pirates' goal scorer. He's the go-to man if you need a goal, and he's proved it time and time again, and he's chasing obviously the record of being Orlando Pirates all-time leading top goal scorer. So to me, Mabasa plays, he'll get the goals. It's simple. But I don't think his all-round play is great, and that's where he lacks. And that's why last season Coach Jose Rivero started actually playing Mahopa more, because Mahopa, unfortunately, he lacks on the goal side, but he's great with link-up play, hold-up play, giving opportunities to Nkota and Mufukeng to exploit. And literally, that's how their goals came. So the wingers were more involved because Mahopa gets them involved. And you'll see Mahopa pull out to the wide-hand side to play, to find the ball. He'll drop in deep. Mabasa's not going to give you that. So again, what's going on with the Orlando Pirates striker situation? That's an interesting area to see how it develops throughout the season. We also had Batuma coming on. I wasn't very impressed, but he also seemed like he wants to do too much. He wants to impress, which is always a good thing. You need to have the hunger to play. Didn't have the best of games, the best of substitution appearances. Coach Adelslam will want to play him too. So too many strikers, it looks like only one plays at a time. So it's not the olden times where it was 4-4-2. Now all those strikers are going to need to be kept happy. And again, that leads me to my next topic about Coach Adelslam. On the game plan, well played. His first game, executed it brilliantly. Orlando Pirates totally dominated the game. Polokwane City were restricted to 30% possession and 0 shots on target. Chain didn't have anything to do, so it was a game that was completely under the control of Orlando Pirates. So Coach Adelslam really well played. You can see how he wants to play, dominating the ball. Pirates 70% possession, nearly really was imperious, right? So they control the play. To me, just convert chances. So convert that possession into chances and then convert your chances. Pirates were very efficient. 2 shots on target, 2 goals, right? Of course, one was a penalty. So not the most of free-flowing football by Orlando Pirates. They were not peppering the goal with attempts. But, job done. It is, again, the first season, so he's allowed to do that. But based on his squad selection, what he wanted to do, I think Coach Adelstam had a very good debut. He would be proud of that. And obviously, there will be, let's say, more difficult games to come, and we'll see how it does when that happens. But to be honest, very, very good performance. I think it looks like the future's bright for Pirates. Pirates look like they will compete for the league again. This time, I don't know, I just feel like Coach Adelstam is literally looking at actually winning the league and not just, maybe finishing and accepting that Sundowns is the best team in the land. But it looks like he wants to compete for every single title. And, he has bought players, or the board has also supported him in buying players for him to achieve all his objectives. And that leads me to my next point about Orlando Pirates squad. Really, how are they going to manage their squad size? About 15 players brought in, that's double digits. That is quite insane, and not a lot of players left, right? So how you keep those players happy, to me, is going to be a big thing. Number one, the good thing is that, like I said, Pirates are playing in all different kinds of competitions, so rotation will be key, depth will be key. The season is long, there will be injuries, and when someone is off form, it's easy to replace them now with a very capable player. But the midfield, the starting midfield 3, Dlamini, Tito, Mbata, Makaula, Nduli, come on. Mule now is there. It's going to be very, very difficult. And for some reason, I also liked Dancing. Dancing came on and he was hungry for the ball. They were actually not passing him very much, and he was crying for it. He was screaming. He wanted to get involved. And to me, you can see why this boy is called a talent and why he's been promoted to the first team. He looks like a ball player, and he looks like he can really, really, fit in Orlando Pirates. So for me, very impressed with him. But again, just spoken about the striker situation and the midfield situation. It's one of those things where it's like, how is the coach going to keep all the players happy and get the best out of each player? I think the wingers, that's more sorted, and with defense as well, with the injuries, CBC links, CBC Mbogazi looks like they will always be the center back pairing, right? So unless Nda comes back, Mbogazi to the left, Hoto always looks like he will fit in. If he's not playing left wing, he plays left back. So yeah, I think the coach has a tough one on his hands, but it is a good problem to have. Who do you play? Rather your players be available and you select your best squad based on the best players that you have available, than you having excuses to say, oh, my best players are injured, and we play who we can. So yeah, with that being said, that is my full review of the Orlando Pirates versus Polokwane game from the Orlando Pirates point of view. Of course, I don't think it's bad for the first game, especially with so many new dynamics that were introduced. We will see what happens in the next game. But with that being said, MTN8 semi-finals, Orlando Pirates will be there. Sekhukhune beat TX Galaxy 3-2. Galaxy Blue a 2-goal lead. And so far my prediction are 100% correct, right? My predictions are good so far. Pirates in the semis, Sekhukhune in the semis. Let's see how it goes today. We have Mamelodi Sundowns and Richards Bay, and we have Stellenbosch and Amazulu as well. So also there, I predicted the home teams to make it to the semi-final. But with that being said, that's my video. Please let me know what your thoughts are. Please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Hi guys, this is Itumeleng Kune. I'm with KG Tato. Catch him on YouTube channel. We are football. Please. Our football channel.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's match day.
We'll be there. Do you care though? We'll be there.